first and foremost, while we get a chance to visit with Dr. Alan Burgad, is the fact that the students are back. That's right. As classes started this week, and it's a whole new year at Valley City State University. Doctor, good to have you on News and Views. How you been?
I've been great. Good morning, Joel. Happy to be on your show again.
It sounds like your numbers are up. Am I right, or am I right on this one?
Well, our enrollment numbers are about exactly the same as last year. They're about stable. Last year, we graduated one of our largest classes in history of Valley City State. And of course, when you graduate students, which is our ultimate goal, you need to renew that and bring another large crop of students in. So I was just reviewing the numbers before I went on your show, and we're going to be about par where we were last year.
Yeah, I knew the freshman numbers, were up. I just think that's amazing. That also tells me that, the folks that you work with are doing a good job, that people are opening up their wallets. And they do it with their checkbook, right? I mean, they purchase the product and they come to Valley City State. I mean, you got to be pretty proud of that.
Exactly. We have such a strong tradition here. Our professors, our faculty, our staff are just outstanding. The history and the legacy here at Valley City is phenomenal. And once again, I want to mention about the affordability. I think we have an outstanding foundation in providing students a quality, valued, and state.
Yeah, and I mentioned athletics before we started this conversation because, well, I'm sports nuts. It's a major fault of mine. But, you've had people like Gary Thorlson. You've had people like George Gockler invest in a place that they love and, that they loved. And so it's really cool. But, Dr. Burgad, the one thing that I want to compliment you on that I've been seeing is the partnerships that you've formed. Describe to people what you're doing with Bismarck State College.
Oh, absolutely. Bismarck State College is one partnership that we started and are anticipating about 80 students that are pursuing degrees in education, both in elementary and in secondary. And they are enrolled at BSc and VCSU simultaneously at the same time, taking classes from us, pursuing their education, and taking classes while they're on campus at BSc, pursuing their foundations in education. So we anticipate that number to continue growing, and this is relatively new. We're only into year 1.5 of this program. The numbers are significant, and this allows students to be able to live in their communities that they choose and desire, but still get an outstanding quality education, and of course address the critical teaching shortage that we're experiencing here in North Dakota.
Well, but that last part is, to me, the most important part. I mean, I love the fact that they can do it from home. They can, you're making it as easy as you can for them to leave with a great education and not get cheated there. I get it. I understand it. And I thank you for that. But there's a recognition by higher education that we've got a teacher shortage. And anything we can do to facilitate that and change that, through these partnerships is perfect. And so, in my time around North Dakota, the one thing we tried to get campuses to do was to partner, to realize the resources that each one had and to work together. This is a perfect example of higher ed in North Dakota getting that, just getting it and realizing, hey, we've got to make more teachers and we've got to do this. And if it takes partnerships or if we can help students with partnerships, let's do it. And so I compliment you and everybody at Valley City State for finding a way to do that.
And it takes a tremendous amount of collaboration. I mean, both institutions have to be at the table and work out the details to make this partnership happen. And those partnerships are also very important to have in your K-12 school districts. The partnerships that we have, meeting with school administration, being able to come into the schools, work with juniors and seniors that are interested in pursuing a degree in education and become a lifetime teacher here in North Dakota. So that work happens all the way from K-12 through higher ed. And yeah, we are so grateful for the collaboration and the efforts that we're seeing in North Dakota right now to address our teaching shortage.
Well, and you're not afraid of a public-private partnership too. I mean, I mentioned Gary and George. I mean, two tremendous business leaders around the state of North Dakota for years. But you've actually put together a business and industry advisory council. Speak to the public about that, what you're doing there.
Absolutely. One of the things that we've heard from our students is the importance of having a relevant learning experience that prepares them when they go out into their future careers, that they've had that opportunity to have that initial experience. And knowing that information, this summer, we've called upon about 15 of our regional business and industry leaders to come to the table, and we're going to continue this conversation to, one, address what is the essential knowledge and skills that our students need when they graduate here from Valley City State, and two, how can we extend those learning experiences outside the classroom through internships and experiential learning. Very important, and they've been phenomenal, the relationships from our business and industry leaders in our region to help us and guide our programming here for our students.
They were there, though. I mean, they were a young student. I don't know where they went to school. Neither, we can go through that all day long. But the fact of the matter is, to be as successful as what these people on your advisory council are, they know the value of education and they know the value of that degree. It's easy to cut corners in a workforce where everyone needs someone. I mean, it's easy to just go get a job right now. I'm sorry, but it is. But is that job something that you're going to have a chance to succeed at? And to me, that's where the advisory council could be so valuable to you.
Absolutely. It just makes sense. And in addition to that, not only having business and industry at the table, but also having some of our students there and our professors, all of the key components, hearing the same message and drafting the same plan. I always say, know what the game plan is, execute it, and run the play.
Yeah. Well, let's do that. Let's run the play. Talk to me about the Thoraldson Family Athletic Center. Where are we at with this? This has been talked about, for a long time, that expansion, that investment. How far are you along with that?
We are excited about it. We are putting the turf down here in a couple months. We will be able to open phase 1 in late November, early December. This is going to give us an opportunity for our athletes to not only practice inside, but compete inside. We'll be able to host softball games inside. It's going to be a tremendous addition, not only to our community at Valley City State, but also our region. And then we're working hard to finish phase 2, which is going to be all the additions from the Legacy Lounge, the weight room, locker rooms, meeting rooms, and additional practice space. So we are hoping, all things go well, that we can get this wrapped up in a year or two. But phase 1, which is a big phase, and so grateful for the Thoraldson family and what they've done, and all the donors, I think, that have contributed to make this happen. As we know, with any athletic complex, it has to be all raised. All the dollars to make this happen have to be donated and raised.
Well, but you guys took a chance on the structure itself. Chance is the wrong way to put that. This is innovative. What you're building is something that I think is going to get the attention of a lot of people that want something of that quality, but are finding a way to do it in an affordable way. If you could, Doctor, just explain the structure itself.
It's state of the art. I would describe it as a state of the art in the efficiency, the heating and cooling. Of course, we know, especially heating in North Dakota, the efficiency and the fabric that we've used for the insulation, because those are large facilities. If you have driven by, you can see that we can fit the bubble right inside the facility, and it needs to be large if you're going to host outdoor events indoors, of course. And the state of the art, the efficiencies can be very limited on the cost to heat this facility year-round.
Yeah, I just think it is just so great, the vision of it, because 20 years from now, 30 years from now, somebody's going to say, man, I'm glad they did this, and it's still going to be rock solid. It's still going to be there. And so I think that just says a lot about, the folks that were there and are going to be there. I also want to thank you for this, Dr. Burgad. I want to thank you for remembering people who work so hard and had such dedication. Because when I drive by and I see Larry Robinson's name on the wall, I get goosebumps, because that guy lived, breathed, and did everything he could for Valley City State. He was a Viking through and through. And so oftentimes, individuals like him, they're maybe not writing million dollar checks, but yet Valley City State realized that he gave a lot in different ways. And so thank you for that. I appreciate it.
The dedication and passion from Larry will be remembered forever, and he has done so much for our community and our great institution here at Valley City State. And when you look at some of our roster, and being faculty and staff, we have so many individuals, 30, 40 years that they've been committed to this great institution.
Yeah, well, it shows. It really does, because if you want to get in trouble, with any teacher in the classroom, and you don't say something positive about Valley City State, that was the quickest way I knew of to get in trouble back in school. So, Doctor, good to have you on. Appreciate it. Always fun to talk about the Vikings.
Okay. All the Vikings. We appreciate you, Joel, and thank you for having us this morning.